Talk to me about what's going on. More importantly, let's start from the top and kind of remind everybody what Causes for the Heart is.
Absolutely. Cause from the Heart is a nonprofit charity event planning organization, and we're dedicated to holding fun social fundraising events benefiting various worthy causes. So essentially, we're a nonprofit for nonprofits, and the purpose that we have is to facilitate philanthropy to the masses by fusing it with the social nightlife. And so by appealing to people's sense of fun, we create the incentive for people to participate in philanthropy who might otherwise not. And so we sort of create that gateway, and sort of when we show that philanthropy can not only be fulfilling, but it could be fun too.
Yeah, historically, people are always generous when they're in good moods. So creating a social environment where interaction is at its peak.
Now, how do you guys do this? I mean, is it just like you'll run the door of a club, something like that? I mean, or is it obviously way more in depth than that?
It's very simple. We choose a cause. We get together. We choose a cause, whether it be cancer, whether it be child abuse, whether it be battered women, etc. And then we'll choose a nonprofit who's providing a great service for that particular cause. And then once we do the research on them, then we host a huge social fundraising event to raise funds for those particular nonprofits, and then give them exposure through our social media platforms and websites, and continue to get people that attend the events to go and potentially volunteer or continue to donate to them. And so in terms of what you said about the door and the venues, we'll take the door and then we get a percentage of the bar. And then we also run raffles and things like that. So we definitely try to get as much as we can. And venues have been pretty nice with us, and obviously we provide them with tax exemption receipts, so they help us out.
Of course.
Get a little bit more than most maybe promoters would get at the venues.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just because it's for a good cause, so it's kind of a different business. There's not so much of a whatever, man. Who you trying to rip off? There's none of that kind of going on, right?
Definitely.
I like it. So I think, refresh my memory. Last time you were here, you guys were actually talking about an upcoming event. How did it actually go? I forgot what the event was.
The last time we were here, I had mentioned to you guys that we did one of the events we did was Break the Cycle, which was the name of the event, and it was a charity event that benefited the Child Abuse Prevention Center. And then the event that we were promoting when we came here with you guys was what we called the Holiday Toy Drive for Foster Kids, which benefited 150 foster kids at Eggleston Youth Center in Los Angeles, and it went great.
How does that work out? You guys load up some vans type of thing, and I'll head over there to deliver 150 toys? I mean, how does that work? Because that's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, actually, at the event, what we did is it was again a social sort of environment. So we did it at a venue in San Gabriel. So we had about it was a smaller event. That time it was about 250 people, and we raised. We had people. The admission was to bring a toy or $10 at the door if they can bring a toy. So we raised about 150 toys and a few $1,000s through the event, and so we basically ended up financing the entire Christmas thing for these foster kids. About 150 of them that December. So we paid for the food. They had a whole catering thing. All the toys was from us, and so it was great because we actually as a group went over there and we're hand distributing them to the kids, and just seeing the faces and their smiles. I mean, it was really,
you guys
really
kind of take the you guys really kind of take the the hero tip to the next level, because you put on the event, you get people to show up with all the toys, but you show up with a ton of, all the people came out and partied, are all hung over the next morning doing nothing. You guys are all rustling up the toys and taking it and looking like the heroes, man.
Yeah,
I like it. Good idea. Now, Michael, I don't think you were in here last time. What do you bring to the table here at Causes for the Heart?
My role is to serve as the communication director. So what we're doing now is we're putting together our strategy to actually get corporations to match our grassroots fundraising.
Gotcha.
So my role is to really put that strategy together and put the action items in place to make that happen.
Is that a hard thing to do right now with where the economy is and stuff like that? Because I'm sure when business is bad, the first thing that loses is any sort of charity or any extra cash they were tossing to whatever it was. Is it a tough sell right now?
It is, but we're confident that we're going to be able to get the assistance we need from corporations, and we're confident in our group of people that we assembled to really hit corporations correctly. At the right time?
How do they respond to your business model? Because it's newer. It's a newer idea. It's like, hey, let's figure out a way to use our personal networks to kind of network through social networking and all that stuff, and then translate it into people going out and having fun and stuff like that. I mean, it's not necessarily something that people have been doing forever and ever. I'd like to say you guys are really kind of evolving a new way to do this. Do people respond pretty well to it, or are corporations saying, hey, good idea with this, or is it something that's, like I say, a tough sell?
Well, that particular strategy with corporations is still in its infancy.
Right.
We're really targeting small businesses that we actually have a direct link to. Some of our friends are actual business owners. So if we approach them from that angle, it makes it much easier.
Sure.
As far as hitting corporations, we still haven't put that yet into our system.
Right.
But it's going to be a tough sell. But we're hoping that by the time we get that implemented, that our economy has actually improved a little bit more, where they could actually give more money.
And when you can show some great results, like taking 150 toys to once those, I'm sure that 150 toys was 75 toys last time and 42 toys this time before. I'm sure as that grows, you have a greater tangible evidence of the great work that you guys are really doing with this idea, because I truly call it an idea. You guys came up with an idea. Okay, what do we do with these large masses of people, and how do we get them to help and everything else?
Absolutely. If I can just sort of develop the corporate thing too, is first of all, in terms of our vision, we're trying to create a philanthropic gateway for young people. Our generation, most of the people that attend our events are between 21 to 35, and so that's sort of a way. A lot of them maybe aren't currently donating to some nonprofit or maybe volunteering, and so sort of by appealing to their sense of fun, we get them to come in and feel good about it, and then obviously maybe develop more of a relationship with the nonprofits that we're helping. But in terms of corporations, what we're trying to do is we want to approach them with the angle of saying, look, we want you guys to donate to whatever particular causes we're doing, but we want you to do it to where you match what the grassroots movement is doing.
Sure.
So if through the various events that we do, we raise $50,000, then we would like to try to collectively get those companies to match that $50,000. And so it's not just them just handing out money, but it's really matching what the people are doing. And then obviously in terms of the companies that we're going to target, it would be people that or corporations that their target market is who is showing up to our events, of course. So it would obviously have to make sense.
Of course. Them. They would have to get a logo or two into one of your venues. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
absolutely.
And that's part of what I'm doing now is creating this communication system where we create win-win-win situation.
Right.
Everyone involved wins. And the benefactor of all this are the charities that we choose to help, the causes.
Right. And so what now, right now, who are your handful of favorite charities right now you guys are working with? I'm sure they change all the time.
Yeah. Well, what we try to do is have a quarterly cause. And then within every quarter, we have more. Now, since the last time we were here, we were only having one event, but now we've grown to now 3 events in 3 different cities that are going to all funnel into this one cause.
Per quarter?
Yeah, per quarter.
Oh, wow. That's really
we're
great.
Trying to grow. Yeah. So every quarter we're trying to get another city where we build a sort of a committee of volunteers that helps organize it. But now, for example, the next event, if I may get into that.
Yeah, hit into it. I know that's what you're obviously here to talk about.
Absolutely. We entitled it Rise and Empower. And the charity event's going to benefit Casa Teresa, which is out of Orange County, which is a women's transition home. The Teen Project, which is a transition home for aged out foster kids, who after they hit 18, a lot of them.
They don't know what kind of decision they should make next.
A lot of them end up homeless.
Right.
And so they actually do a really good job with them, and they help them get into college, and they get grants for them to fund them and have a place to live. So it's a very, very good place, the Team Project. And also Alexandria House in Los Angeles, which is a transition home for women moving from sort of emergency shelters to a permanent shelter. And so what we're going to do, which is we're pretty excited about it, is we're going to provide all the women with spa treatments during the daytime,
right.
where at nighttime we're going to have the event, but during the day we're going to give them spa treatments that are being donated by local estheticians and small businesses. And then we're going to provide them with makeovers provided by volunteer makeup artists and hairstylists. Some of them are actually going to be from Paul Mitchell, which is pretty cool, and they were able to sort of reach out and help out.
And for people who don't really know why you would go crazy with all the hairstyling and all the stuff like that for a shelter like that, is because sometimes they say self-esteem is like the most important thing that these women could have walk into the door, and those are one of the things that help bring it.
Many of them, have their their identities, self-esteems are through the floor, and so this is sort of a way to make them feel special and good, because then we're actually going to have them attend the event at night, and then they'll be sort of the guest of honor, and they'll
That's
try
really
to get
cool.
them feel special and all of that. And then obviously the money that we raise that night is going to then be divided amongst those 3 different shelters that we've chosen.
Very cool. I guess the website's up. I know you guys have a ton of ways to reach you guys. What's the best way? Are you guys Facebooking right now? What's
the main place where you guys can find us right now, the listeners, is facebook.com/causes from the heart. Again, facebook.com/causes from the heart. They can also find the website, which is causesfromtheheart.net. And then if they want to connect with me directly, I like to really talk to people directly and sort of invite them and all that kind of thing and manage their relationships. And that would be facebook.com/Matt Mora, MattMora.
And Michael, for the companies out there and the people that you are trying to reach out to and connect with and network with and everything else, maybe there's someone listening right now that says, hey, great idea. I love what these guys are doing. I'd love to jump aboard. I'd love to donate. Same exact way to reach you guys through there, and just kind of attention, Michael. I mean, you're really kind of the spearhead for that part of Causes of the Heart. So
same exact way.
Okay,
we share information. We're besides being a part of this group, we're also good friends, so we could easily be reached.
Cool.
in the same location.
So if they hit up Matt and say, "Yo, I'm a corporation," he'll say, "I will forward you onto the right guy.
Exactly.
I'll get you onto the right dude."
Yeah, we have a system in place where we've delegated responsibilities to very capable people.
Good. See, look at that, man. Things are growing, homie.
We've
This is
been
like a
growing since last
full-fledged
time.
company, dude.
If it's okay, I really want to thank these board members. We have Jairo Hernandez, who's Director of Corporate Relations and also working with Mike, and Hind Gamboa, who's Director of Nonprofit Relations, Vanessa Vasquez, who's doing the directing of event planning, Marvin Caballero is a great guy. He's helping us with the finances, and then obviously Michael Rosales here, who's Director of Communications. These guys have been, just very selfless and been great people, and I really appreciate them.
Refresh my memory on the idea I gave you last year, the brainchild that I started. I forgot what it was. I'm trying to remember as we're talking here.
Oh, I will remind you, this is such a good idea.
Yay!
It was funny because it was a really great idea that you brought up, which was to hold a Super Bowl charity event. And obviously when you think of Super Bowl, you think of a stadium, and you just have full of people. And I know that many times ideas like that get thrown around and then they maybe never actually go into fruition.
But they're possible if someone wants to make them work.
But they're possible. And so I got to tell you, I don't know if I've been, it was just a couple of weeks ago, I saw a picture of a stadium and it was full. And for some reason, I don't know if to call it inspired or haunted, but every night I've been thinking about holding an event, the world's largest social charity event at a Coliseum, which would be sort of, what you're talking about, which is a Super Bowl charity event. And so our idea was sort of to have, the Los Angeles Coliseum was where I'm thinking about. And it probably obviously wouldn't be maybe this year, but maybe towards the end of next year, we could have something where we could have, 20 to 50,000 people come out. And the way we would do that would be to reach out to the current nightlife structure where there's promoters, there's, the media, and get them all involved and try to promote that event. And then what we would do is we would have a menu of nonprofits and different causes that people, when they walked up to the box office, they can say, hey, I like, child abuse, nonprofits that help them. I want my ticket to go towards that. Or, or for animal rights or for
right. And then the animal rights people, then they blast out to all their networks and say, hey, make sure you come out to this event.
Exactly. So then there's sort of a competition of the nonprofits and seeing who can promote it the most, and so we could really help out. We're very, very, very excited about that, and I think hopefully we could at that point reach out to you. I know you said you would be willing to host something like that.
I would absolutely. I would, just for the simple fact that I could say, man, one day I threw this idea out here to all these people that I talked to in this room, and somebody ran with it. Someone made it happen, because anything's possible, especially with this stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like asking for help and favors and stuff like that to get the functionality put together of an event like that. I feel like it's a lot easier of a phone call when it's charity, when it's nonprofit work.
No, definitely. That's what I found. Our networking efforts have just been so easy. It's so easy to approach somebody about doing something like this, and so hopefully we can get a lot of businesses involved and raffles, and hopefully some celebrities that might be willing to get involved with something like that. And I haven't heard of any event that was 20, 30, 40,000 people that was purely for charity, sort of like a concert kind of deal. And so that's sort of what we want to do, and
I'll tell you what,
we're going to develop that.
When you book the venue to do that, I want you to just call me up. We'll do a quick little 2-minute call. We'll remind everybody about Causes for the Heart, and we'll say, here's our guy Matt, still doing stuff. This big idea we talked about whenever ago, he's actually putting it forth. We'll talk about where it's going to be, and we'll kind of move from there. I'd love to kind of watch it step by step and make it a part of the show for sure.
Absolutely.
So if any of our listeners, any decision makers and corporations that want to start speaking about some corporate sponsorships, please give us a call. Please get in contact with Matt via Facebook, via email, and title it Super Bowl of Fundraising.
All right, you guys, thanks so much for coming in. It's Causes from the Heart on the Community Council. I want to thank Matt and Michael for stopping by. What we'll do is we'll stick all the information up on the website. So if you're driving in the car right now, you can't write any of the stuff they were telling us down earlier. Make sure you go to whatever radio station's website you're listening to the Community Council on right now. Type in the keyword section council. That'll get you to our page, and you can find out everything you need to know about lots and lots of really cool stuff coming up with Causes from the Heart. More specifically, the event coming up. Let's give the final details on that before we're done here.
Absolutely. The event's going to be in March. We have a couple of different dates. We'll have one in Los Angeles. We're going to have one event in Orange County, and we're going to have one event in Ventura County. They're all on different dates. So you can find all of